It's Norm at Noon. It's all about you with the story of the day. People, places, and events in the heart of Carolina. Here's Norm.
Well, there we go. It's Tuesday. I'm sure you're glad about that, aren't you? Yeah, well, it's a little closer to the weekend or a little further from the last weekend. I don't want to get through the last weekend too quickly, so I brought some film in today to share with you on a little trip to downtown Wilmington that Nancy and I had the opportunity to make. We talked yesterday a little bit about it and visited the Front Street Inn, and I think you're going to enjoy this little walk around downtown. It's kind of like home movies, but hopefully not quite as boring. Also, we're going to look at the Stevens Foundation. You know, as yesterday we saw them receiving an award from the ARC of North Carolina. In today's show, we're going to go and actually look at some of the work that they're doing, including the consumer-directed services. And that's kind of a government buzzword, but I think you're going to enjoy this. It'll tell you a little bit more about what the Stevens Foundation and other foundations are doing here in the state of North Carolina. Well, I'm also into a little bit of self-promotion. Not for me so much, but particularly for some advertising opportunities that we have here. And I guess you could call this a commercial, or you could call it, well, just giving you some good information. Most of you know Pete Saunders. You know Pete. You know, he's been in radio in Sanford for about 25 years, and he has caught the vision of what we're trying to do here at Channel 67 and a few other ventures. And he's with us now. I'm going to have him on this coming week, and we're going to talk about life in advertising in Lee County and what to look forward to and how the trends have changed and maybe a couple of funny stories. I'm only going to give him a few minutes because if you give Pete a couple of minutes, I guarantee he'll take an hour. But we're going to cut him short on that. In the meantime, some of the opportunities that are here, you can give Pete a call if you'd like to advertise on Channel 67 or Cable 15. Also, if you go to the movies, this is kind of a new concept that's just started. If you go into the movie lobby at the Spring Lane Cinemas here in Sanford, now I'm not talking in the theater, I'm talking in the lobby, you'll find 3 big screens in there that immediately grab your attention. They've got all kinds of information on there, some commercial opportunities as well as some movie trailers and things of that sort. At any rate, it's added a whole new dimension to advertising and put those screens in front of a lot of different audiences. That's something else you could call Pete about. His number is 718-9327. 718-9327, and he'd be glad to talk to you about some of that advertising. So we've shamelessly promoted, we've looked at some home movies today, and we'll see something important with the Stevens Foundation. All that and much more right here on the Norm at Noon Show on this Tuesday edition.
Hi, this is Corrine Work inviting you to join us for Cavalier Cooking from the kitchen of Southern Lehigh every Tuesday and Friday on the new Channel 67, where it's all about you.
A night like no other. It's the Enrichment Center of Lee County's 4th annual Helping Fund Charity Gala. Saturday, October 8th at the Dennis Wicker Civic Center. Enjoy a dinner by Chef Paul. Try your luck in the casino. Take a night away under the palms and trade winds. Tickets are only $50 and black tie is optional. Call 776-0501 to get your tickets right now. It will be a lovely cruise.
Now when you look for a home online, there's only one place you need to go, Prudential.com, powered by Prudential Real Estate. It's where you'll find more nationwide listings, with more facts and photos, and more ways to explore the homes and communities you're interested in. And when you're ready, you're one click away from a Prudential Real Estate sales professional who can make home buying and selling a snap. Prudential Real Estate and Prudential.com, the perfect place to find the perfect home.
I'm a nurse here at Central Carolina Hospital, and I chose to have my children here. I get a first-hand look at how things are done, and I trust them with my most precious possessions, my children. They've expanded. They have new birthing center. The rooms are spacious, private. There's a lot of new technology. Everything I wanted was right here. As an employee, I'm part of the community, and I want what everyone else wants, good health care for my family and loved ones, and that's why we chose Central Carolina Hospital.
Oh, hi, this is Norm Allen from the Norm at Noon Show on Channel 67. You know, I'm catching up on what's going on around Lee County and in Sanford right now, and you can do the same 6 mornings a week. The Sanford Herald offers you your best look at local news and issues that affect you. If you haven't read the newly designed Sanford Herald lately, you're really missing out. And now, it's never been easier to read and subscribe. You can call and ask about the new Easy Pay program. Easy Pay saves you time and money and makes a lot of sense. Sign up once and there's nothing else to do. Your discounted subscription price will be drafted automatically, giving you more time to catch up on what's going on around Sanford and Lee County. Easy Pay. It's safe, convenient, and the best way to get your news and your newspaper. Call the Sanford Herald today at 708-9000 and they'll tell you how. Now I'm getting back to what's going on here.
Hey, if you can name it, you can find it at Stanley's Home Center on Wicker Street in downtown Sanford. Keeping the kids happy, taking a thrill ride, dressing up your living room, or fixing up the bedroom. Stanley's Home Center has everything you need to make life a little better. From mowing the yard to driving nails, and there's special credit terms for those who qualify. Stanley's Home Center, the biggest little store in the heart of Carolina. Discover your diamonds at Southern Jewelers in downtown Sanford.
I've had the opportunity to visit a lot of cities throughout the country, and one that I just recently visited and thoroughly enjoyed is one of our own right here in North Carolina. Of course, that's Wilmington. Many of you take your kids to school over there, and you may have shopped over there or spend a weekend on the beach. But if you've never been downtown to the historic section of Wilmington, you're missing a really good part of that city. So today I'm going to share that with you. A little tour that we did last Saturday morning and a walk through downtown historic Wilmington, North Carolina as our story of the day. Well, there we are, the USS North Carolina parked in the Cape Fear River in downtown Wilmington, North Carolina. What a beautiful Saturday it was as Nancy and I was walking around downtown along the waterfront. This was part of the farmers market and selling all kinds of things. Of course, there's all kind of boats out there too. This is kind of neat. This looks like an old troop carrier, an old Army troop carrier parked up there next to the shore or next to the docks. And if you take a look down the river, you can never tell there'd been a hurricane like 4 days earlier blowing through this whole area. Everything was just beautiful and calm. It was about 90 degrees outside. This is one of the sightseeing boats that was coming into Wilmington and bringing people back and forth up and down the Cape Fear River. Not really a lot of people out that day. I guess because it was also so hot. These kids knew how to take care of the heat though. They went up and got inside the water fountain there and got nice and cooled down in front of the Lennon Federal Building located in downtown Wilmington, North Carolina. That's the Alton Lennon Federal Building. And another nice view of the USS North Carolina. You can go across on a boat and tour this ship, or you can take the bridge over and drive over if you'd like. It's a nice little trip over there. And folks out on their Saturday morning just strolling around along the historic district of downtown Wilmington. This is Roy's Riverboat Landing, one of the nice restaurants along the way. In fact, there are a lot of good restaurants in downtown Wilmington. All kinds of food too. You would think it would be mostly seafood, but really there were a couple of Italian places. There's a Twice Baked Bakery that makes fresh whole grain breads. Right here next door to Roy's, and there's also all kinds of things like Italian food, and there's a good French food restaurant close by. This is a good way of seeing downtown, is by a horse-drawn trolley. Looks like these guys are kind of resting a little bit, getting ready for the big ride, and they'll be pulling tourists all through downtown all the way into the night. This gentleman runs the Springbrook trolley, and enjoys pulling people around, telling the story of downtown. Caprice Bistro is a French restaurant that was not open at the time. Of course, the ice cream shop was, And where did I find Nancy? Well, she was inside checking it all out. If there was chocolate or ice cream close by, in particular chocolate, and there you see a good reason to go in right there. Reminded us of one of the menageries that we used to visit in France. This is an interesting place. This was a dog resort, they called it, where a dog can go in and get trimmed up and get his toenails clipped and get his hair groomed and all that. It's an old famous music store, Finkelstein's, downtown. We buy guitar strings, all the way from jewelry to guitar strings, because they sold jewelry first. They became a jewelry store first, and then they brought in the musical instruments when people were trading musical instruments to get jewelry, or vice versa. And they became a big dealer for both. Oh, this is a wonderful store, the Italian Gourmet Market. Not a place to eat, but a place to buy some of those wonderful garlic olives and things of that sort. All up and down on Front Street in Old Wilmington.
What he had on his back.
From New Orleans?
Right. And they're asking for donations.
It was a nice day to be walking around, as you can tell. The weather was just beautiful. Got a little warm. This is the Real Cafe, and they kind of pride themselves on their oyster bars and also on their that they were where all the movie people hang out who film in Wilmington. We went into the Dock Street first and decided to look around a little bit. It's kind of an eclectic place that reminded me a little bit of Seattle, Washington, or reminded me of some places in Austin, Texas, or somewhere on the Texas coast or Louisiana coast. It had a nice little funky feel about it with some interesting things hanging on the wall and interesting paintings. We really enjoyed this place. People were very friendly overall until we went to the Real Cafe, which here's the Real Cafe, 2 doors down. Just kind of checking it out. More of a sports bar, kind of a college-age crowd. I don't recommend it. I didn't think the food was very good. A lot of the old building, oh, this is a great ship right here. You just kind of get a quick glimpse of it. Nancy and I took a ride on that on the night before. This is just some of the shops, trendy shops that are located all along the waterfront. There's a place called Poodles, which was kind of neat, a clothing store. And again, just a good day to be on the street. Here comes the old trolley coming down that brick street. I believe this is Front Street, or Water Street it is, in downtown Wilmington. It does have kind of someone described Wilmington, or Old Town Wilmington, as kind of a Charleston without the hype. And I thought that was a really interesting observation, because it does seem to maintain a genuine personality about it, and Charleston is a bit exaggerated, mainly because of the amount of tourism that goes on there, even though this too is a large tourist area. Another look at the Federal Building. We were heading on down the street, going on toward the Cotton Exchange. In just a little while, have a bite of lunch down there. Is it tropical? Is it Florida? Is it Georgia? No, it's North Carolina, downtown Wilmington.
Garner and his son.
Who?
Garner.
I don't know who that is.
As you can see, there weren't a lot of people in town. There were not a lot of cars parked there. It's one of the Coast Guard cutters. You can go out and tour this boat, actually, and see all of the rescue equipment and things of that sort. Pretty interesting.
Make your own.
This is a kid's store. I thought was kind of fascinating. There's all kinds of eclectic stores throughout this whole area. This is, of course, for kids, but the ones that we found the most interesting was in the Cotton Exchange, which we're heading into right now. The Cotton Exchange is where they, well, used to do all of their trading for bales of cotton right there on the banks of the river. Nancy wanted to make sure that I showed you this old Rambler. You don't see those anymore. And then here we go. We're going to take off into the Cotton Exchange and just walk around and see some of the stores. There's an old bale of cotton right there that's reminiscent of what this building was used for originally, as a cotton marketing place where things could come in and leave by the river close by. Of course, there's a lot of tourism and a lot of stores that are designed specifically for tourists. This is a little place called Paddy's Hole. It's a little Irish-type pub that's sitting in the Cotton Exchange. Really friendly people there, and kind of a neat place. This young lady was very friendly. We had a talk with her. One thing that was really interesting too is that all the people who worked in the restaurants and in the bars and things all throughout that whole part of Wilmington, very few of them were from North Carolina. Most of them were either students or people who had moved there from further north
and made Wilmington home. There were very few people that we met who were actual native North Carolinians that are working down there. Some more of the stores that we found to be interesting. It's a store with toys and trains called the Zoo. That was kind of fun. This was a crystal store and glass store located inside the Cotton Exchange. Just a lot of colors, a lot of interesting baubles hanging from the walls and ceiling. Actually, this whole building has one common ceiling, and each store is sectioned off, which you'll see from the top of the stairs in just a minute. It's a little place you can buy herbs and spices. As you can tell, it's all sectioned off. So there's a shoe store just over the partition, and you can see other stores across the way. And this was all inside a big warehouse room, basically. You didn't realize you were in separate stores. This is one of my favorites, too, the kite store. Really colorful, really fun to go inside. There were all kinds of kites and things, wind socks and flags, and big kites and little kites, fish kites, cow kites. There was everything there. It was quite a neat little store. Really enjoyed seeing this one as well. And again, it reminds me of Kitty Hawk Kites. It's located on the Outer Banks. Same idea, same tourists, I guess, same approach. More of the kite store. Oh, you love those wind socks, aren't those kind of neat? And even now, getting ready for Christmas, they're starting to put out a few Christmas items in some of the stores because people shop for Christmas year-round, strange enough. Skateboards have come a long way, haven't they? These are some of those big high-flying speed kites that you see out on the beach. Oh, a place that I could spend the afternoon. Fat Tony's. It's a big place, an Italian food and restaurant located in downtown Wilmington.
A night like no other. It's the Enrichment Center of Lee County's 4th Annual Helping Fund Charity Gala. Saturday, October 8th at the Dennis Wicker Civic Center. Enjoy a dinner by Chef Paul. Try your luck in the casino. Take a night away under the palms and trade winds. Tickets are only $50 and black tie is optional. Call 776-0501 to get your tickets right now. It will be a lovely cruise. Hey, if you can name it, you can find it at Stanley's Home Center on Wicker Street in downtown Sanford. Keeping the kids happy, taking a thrill ride, dressing up your living room, or fixing up the bedroom. Stanley's Home Center has everything you need to make life a little better. From mowing the yard to driving nails, and there's special credit terms for those who qualify. Stanley's Home Center, the biggest little store in the heart of Carolina. Quality is an overused term unless you're talking about an evening dinner with the one you love. Then quality is everything. Quality time, quality service, and quality steak. You're there at Davison Steaks in the Spring Lane Shopping Center. Finally, a steakhouse for special nights and special people. Open Wednesday through Saturday at 5. The new taste of Sanford, Davison Steaks.
These are the faces of excellence. These are the men and women of Central Carolina Hospital, a family of healthcare professionals dedicated to giving you some of the very best care. We use some of the latest technology in medicine and offer some of the area's finest doctors, skilled technicians, and experienced nurses. At Central Carolina Hospital, it's our personal care and attention you receive from our people that sets us apart. Central Carolina Hospital, healthcare with the hometown touch.
Now, when you look for a home online, there's only one place you need to go, Prudential.com, powered by Prudential Real Estate. It's where you'll find more nationwide listings, with more facts and photos, and more ways to explore the homes and communities you're interested in. And when you're ready, you're one click away from a Prudential Real Estate sales professional who can make home buying and selling a snap. Prudential Real Estate and Prudential.com, the perfect place to find the perfect home.
Discover your diamonds at Southern Jewelers in downtown Sanford.
Oh, hi, this is Norm Allen from the Norm at Noon Show on Channel 67. You know, I'm catching up on what's going on around Lee County and in Sanford right now, and you can do the same 6 mornings a week. The Sanford Herald offers you your best look at local news and issues that affect you. If you haven't read the newly designed Sanford Herald lately, you're really missing out. And now, it's never been easier to read and subscribe. You can call and ask about the new Easy Pay program. Easy Pay saves you time and money and makes a lot of sense. Sign up once and there's nothing else to do. Your discounted subscription price will be drafted automatically, giving you more time to catch up on what's going on around Sanford and Lee County. Easy Pay. It's safe, convenient, and the best way to get your news and your newspaper. Call the Sanford Herald today at 708-9000 and they'll tell you how. Now I'm getting back to what's going on here. Roger Bailey and the Stevens Foundation are doing a great work here in the heart of Carolina. Some that probably goes unsung. Well, fortunately, they got an award from the Arc of North Carolina, and we saw that on yesterday's show. But today we're going to show you a little bit broader perspective of what organizations such as the Stevens Foundation does for people within our state. So I hope you enjoy Choosing the Best You Decide. There's a little film that we put together for the state, but it'll tell you all about what's going on for folks right here in our hometown.
Freedom of choice and the pursuit of happiness is easy to understand when you live in good health and have unlimited opportunities. But to those who may have health problems and limited options, those same freedoms are dear and not taken for granted. For people who are aging and individuals with physical or mental disabilities, it takes a little more effort to maintain personal choice and control in daily decisions, such as choosing services to further one's education, deciding the best for personal health care, and meeting daily challenges such as transportation services. Consumer direction restores dignity and responsibility to those who see themselves as capable of independence. Elizabeth lives in her own apartment, yet there are some aspects of daily living that require some assistance. Through her own choices, Elizabeth decides who will give that assistance.
I was raised in Harnett County, and I have spina bifida. I'm 47 years old. As you can see, I have my own apartment. I've been living in it almost 2 years. One thing about me is I have self-determination to do what I need to do and get where I need to get in life. Although for people that have disabilities, it takes a little bit longer for us as it does for somebody as yourself. You don't never let people down. You don't never let them tell you what you can and cannot do. There's always a way to everything you want to do.
Meet Tyrone. He lives on his own, has a paid job, and understands personal responsibility. His freedom of choice would not be realized without some attention and assistance from not only paid support with transportation, but also a sister Tracy, who has been his strongest advocate.
My name is Tracy Brown, and this is Tyrone, my older brother. He's the oldest. We do have a middle brother, Todd, who lives in California and stuff, and so he has 2 nephews that live there, and then me and my husband, we have 2 children, a boy and a girl, and they love their Uncle Tyrone, that's for sure.
Yeah. I like to make my own choice and live by myself.
We always knew that he would be able to live and take care of himself. He was very strong-willed to do that. You know, he didn't particularly like us to do things for him. He amazes me on a daily basis. His air conditioner went out. Instead of calling me, he called the air conditioner people himself and had them come And I thought, okay, well, he doesn't quite need me as much as he used to anymore.
Make my own choice, get a job, and do my bills, grocery shopping, stuff like that, and maintain my bills and everything.
He's kind of saying, this is who I am. I've always wanted him to be at the point that he is now. He's going to be just fine without me.
Whether it's a trip to the grocery store or an afternoon in the library, questions are being answered every day as to how to best serve and provide support for those who desire to have control of their own life. The best answers come from those who understand these issues. Pete is a man who's focused on his own personal goals.
Only I know what I want. If I make a choice and it don't work out, then I learn from that mistake. Choices, as far as choices goes, I want to be able to decide where I want to live. I want to be totally independent, and that's just the way I am. You got to learn to look beyond the box, so to speak. I'm in a wheelchair. I use a walker, but I'm not letting that stop me.
Do we feel that people with disabilities can be in control of their own lives? Can they make important decisions, not just accept the choices that we give them? And if we believe that, if we believe an American is an American, then we're going to do everything we can to let someone be in control of their own life and see ourselves as supporters rather than caregivers.
This is not the work of government alone, any individual or just one organization. Bringing a quality of life to people who need our help is a combined effort that requires active participation from all areas of community. The main point, even though it may seem complicated, is very simple. Freedom is a gift that we give to one another, and that is true happiness.
Well, there you go. There's the Tuesday version. I hope that you've enjoyed another version of the Norm at Noon show as much as we enjoy bringing it to you. Some of the stories you're going to see in the near future. Next week, you'll see stories about Washington Perspective. A group of business people from here in Sanford visited in Washington, D.C. and had an opportunity to visit with our congressman and also hear some outstanding speakers. I'm going to bring that to you this coming week. And I don't know, you'll also find out some travel tips on Friday's show. That and much more right here on the Norm at Noon show. Have a great day today, and I'll see you tomorrow. Same time, same station, where it's always all about you. The last Monday of the summer.
Join us tonight at 6:30 and tomorrow for Norm at Noon. Right here on the new Channel 67, where it's all about you.